Hello. Today we're going to read George Gets Smart. It's time for George to get up. You can see his alarm ringing there and cat on his bed. George is late for work. He's getting ready. His mum's giving him, she's telling him he's late, and she's got his clothes ready, his coat ready. He looks a bit of a mess. You can see his collar is hanging out, his jumper.
I've got a t-shirt I found that looks a bit of a mess as well. This one. What do you reckon? Maybe I could go to work the same as George.
Or it depends what your job is. If you're an artist and painting, you can.
Okay.
But not in an office.
Let's find out what George does then. Try and keep that there.
Right, George is rushing off to work. His mum's seeing him off. He's got half his coat on. He's got a flask of tea or coffee. And he's rushing off because he's late for work. He's overslept. Now, at work, George is doing very heavy work. I think in a garden centre. He's lifting up heavy slabs with his work friend.
Could be maybe like B&Q, couldn't it? It could be like a homeware shop maybe, or it could be a garden centre.
You can see the way George is dressed and the way his friend is dressed. Now George is doing heavy hot work and he's wearing a big coat and he's still got his big jumper on underneath there, and his friend's wearing an apron and a t-shirt. So George is probably getting very hot and sweaty.
He's got a lot of layers on there, hasn't he? So like quite thick layers all the way down, making him really hot. What did you say? Sweaty?
Sweaty.
Yeah, you know when you get all that wet bit around your head and under your arms and down your back, getting a bit wet. That's your sweat.
Ah, here we are. Right, they're all sitting down, George and his work colleagues sitting down for a snack at break time at work. And as I don't know if you can see, George is very sweaty, where his friends look all relaxed and having a nice rest. And George is he feels very sweaty and hot. And when you feel like that, what do you feel like? You feel like...
You feel a little bit dirty and a bit
uncomfortable,
yucky.
Can't get comfortable. George is on his way home. He's on the bus. And people holding their noses because he smells. Yeah, so George is really smelly. I think his clothes are smelly, he's all sweaty and dirty. And he didn't get time to wash when he woke up, did he? He got straight out and dressed.
Why do you need to get washed or have a shower?
Well, it's good for you. It makes you feel nice, and it's nice for other people. And it's healthy. It keeps your skin clean. You don't get spots and sores, and it just keeps your skin nice.
So we have to do it every morning, don't we?
Every morning,
Yeah.
Sometimes in the evening. Depends what you've been doing. If you've got a sweaty job, you'll come home and have a shower. Oh, and that evening, on the way home, George has gone into the pub. You think, he's going to have a nice relaxing pint. Chat with his mates. And at the bar, there's a man looking at George and he's not very impressed. George is really smelly, and I think he's making them feel uncomfortable as well.
It's like they probably prefer to stay away from him.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to get too close, but they'd rather stay away. That's difficult in a bar, isn't it, sometimes, when they get a bit busy.
And they've gone to have a nice time as well, and so has George, but they're not having a nice time because of this smell, and George is not having a nice time because people are pulling faces at him. And there he is with his drink, and he hasn't got anybody sitting with him. I don't think anyone's going to talk to him, which is
a shame,
which
isn't it?
is really sad. That is, you know.
Can make you feel a bit lonely, can't it?
Yeah. Oh, George is walking home after the pub. He's feeling a bit sad. I think his cat's come to like him, come up to meet him. Looks a bit like my cat. He gets home and he's feeling sad. And his mum has made him a nice cup of tea. Maybe she's going to talk to him. Well, let's see if she's going to talk to him. Oh no. George has gone up to bed. I think he's had a bit of a difficult day. Do you think, Zoe?
Yeah, hard day.
He's had a difficult day.
Maybe just wants to go by himself now. Wonder what he's thinking about.
Oh dear. Maybe. Well, I know what I would be thinking about. He's looking in the mirror. He's unshaven. He's dirty. He's all sweaty. He might be looking in the mirror, having a good look and thinking, what a mess. What a mess. I've looked in the mirror before and gone, oh, you look awful. And I've tidied myself up. Oh, Mum's outside the bathroom. She's looking at her watch. I think she's thinking, George has been in there a long time. What's he doing? Oh, I think George has locked himself in the bathroom and he's just feeling sorry for himself. It's a bit down. So he just goes to bed. Straight into bed. And I don't think he actually had a wash. He's so sad he just went to bed.
No, it didn't show in the pictures that he had a wash, did it? So I don't think he had one.
Well, the next morning, George is getting dressed in the same clothes, and Mum says, "Oh, George, those trousers stink."
What should he have done with his trousers?
I think what I would do is drop them in the washing basket. Whereas if we go back a page, and his jumper, George, just dropped him on the floor.
So it's important when your clothes have been worn that you put them in the washing basket.
Yeah.
I think it's okay for a jumper to be used a couple of times.
Yeah. But if it's got dirty and sweaty, it's a good idea to put it in the wash.
Dirty and sweaty, it's time for it to be changed. And it's important, isn't it, for pants to be
every
changed every day. And
Every
really,
day.
T-shirts as well, because this bit here can get a little bit stinky.
Yeah. Well, I think George's mum, is she saying, George, maybe you should have a bath. So just to make you smell nice, and maybe a little shave, and let's get you all smart. Uh-oh. Now George is saying no. You know, which is often the way when it's your mum. You say, No, Mum, just leave me alone. What are you going on about? I'm fine. Mum looks a bit... But Mum is running a nice hot bubble bath. Oh,
nice. What, did you say bubbles as well?
Bubbles.
Like bubbles.
Ah, now this is looking up. George has got a radio. He's got a radio.
Got to say though, got to be careful with
make sure
electrical things.
It's got to be a battery one,
yeah,
not a plug.
batteries only. Yeah, because it'd be very, very dangerous otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so he's got his radio.
He's got his radio. See, there's no wire, so it's just a transistor radio. Oh, he's got a nice little drink in there, so he's just having a nice soak in a bubble bath. It's a bit posh, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit posh. And while he's in the bathroom, I think Mum is sorting his clothes out. She's organising his clothes, his shoes. You see his clothes, they're all folded up on there, on the chair. Oh, pages all stuck together. And she's got the clothes and his shoes as well, and she's dumped them into the washing basket. That's it, George. They're going for a wash. Maybe they're your favourites, I don't know, George, but they've got to be cleaned. Ah, she's not just doing them though, she's showing George how to use the washing machine. So that's the best thing, isn't it? If you learn to use the washing machine, you can wash your clothes whenever you want. And don't rely on somebody else. You can just say, perfect. Can I use the washing machine?
Yeah, and then you've got them ready when you want them as well.
Yep.
Oh, what's she doing next?
Oh, Mum's teaching him, showing him how to iron. So maybe she's showing him all the creases you get in clothes, like in t-shirts, and put a nice hot iron over them just to smooth it all out. And you look nice. How's yours? How's your t-shirt?
I ironed this one myself.
Yeah, my one is all right as well. Yeah.
Cool.
It was hanging up, by the way, in my wardrobe. Whoa, he looks like a different person. Look, he's got a nice clean trousers on, nice shirt, and his hair is all combed. Not that I would know, but he's all got nice combed hair.
His mum looks quite happy,
she looks very happy.
She looks proud.
She's gone, nah, George looks really nice, I'm glad. Ah, where's he going, I wonder? Oh, he's going shopping. Ah, and this time he's at the market, and he's looking at some oranges and fruit, and look at the difference in the people. They're just acting normal. They're not going, oh.
They're just chatting to him, aren't
they?
Yeah,
she's just saying, well, these oranges are really nice, sir. They're 5p a pound. Got to get rid of them by the end of the day. 5 for a pound, 5 for a pound.
But they don't look like they're trying to stay away, do they, at all?
Yeah. Happy. And he's in the pub. We've gone back to the pub. I haven't been to a pub for a long time. And there you go.
He's got his friends with him, hasn't he?
He's not sitting on his own this time, is he? No. He's standing at the bar. And I bet if any of the people from the last time saw him, they wouldn't recognise him. Because before he had a beard and he was dirty and smelly.
He probably feels much better now because people want to come and stand next to him and not stay away from him. So he feels happier because he's got friends to chat to and he's not feeling so lonely. But
also, I think George has not only got himself clean, he's getting himself fit. Getting himself fit. He's out running, but I think he's still got a bit to learn because his friends have got shorts on and vests, running vests. He's got a sweatshirt and sweatshorts on, and jogging bottoms. They're to put on after, aren't they? After a run, you should put them on. And his friends are saying, tell you what, George, why don't you take them hot clothes off? It'll be much easier. So he's taking his jumper off, his big hoodie. You get far too hot running around in that, doing a sport. So George ties it round his waist, ties it round. Let's run, let's jog. That's better.
Oh, his face looks really happy.
He looks happy, doesn't he? And when he's got home, I think he's learnt something here. He's got home after his run. Oh, I better put this in the wash, because they're all sweaty and wet and a bit stinky.
That's quite normal, isn't it? It's quite normal to get sweaty.
Oh yeah, I get sweaty.
When you get sweaty, then you've finished with it, you take it off. But it's when you keep putting it back on again, and that's when it gets smelly and people will notice.
Clothes get stiff as well.
Yeah.
Under those bits, they might get stiff and very smelly. But after his run, George, straight in the shower. Getting himself nice and clean. Oh, here we are. He's still in the shower. He's not getting out.
He's getting his soap out.
He's getting his, doing his armpits.
That's the important bit to remember under there, isn't it?
You've got to remember all those bits. Oh.
And he's quite wise because he's remembered. He needs to keep his bottom clean.
You've got to keep your bottom. You've got to keep your bottom clean.
Yeah. Everything that goes up to your legs, whether you're a lady or a man, it's important.
And another important thing, things that get very smelly, the feet. In between the toes, cleaning in between the toes with soap, then rinsing it all off. And it's important to dry them properly. You must really make sure your feet are dry. Oh, looks like George heard me because he's making sure he's got clippers as well. He's making sure his toenails are clipped and making sure his feet are very dry, maybe talcum powder on them. Because you can get a thing called athlete's foot and it gets very itchy and hot and it's like horrible.
And it's important to remember about the toenail clipping, isn't it? Because if you don't do that, when you're walking, actually it can start to really hurt and it can make sorts of problems.
And sometimes they grow round and stick in you. Oh, he's going the whole hog, look. He's brushing his teeth. Get rid of any smelly breath, in case you get smelly breath. Because if you don't brush your teeth, not only is it bad for your teeth, you get gum disease and you also get just smelly breath from all the food you eat. It's all on your tongue. Yeah. Oh, he's got a nice electric razor. I don't think Zoe needs one though.
That's good.
Oh, this is important. That's a bit of spray under the arms.
Have you got one down there? Let's have a look at that one.
Hey, this is my one. Oh, it's got a special lock on it. In case kids come in and go, what's this?
But they've all got different smells, haven't they?
Yeah.
And you can find one that you like best.
This one is called Ice Fresh. Oh, George is getting smart shoes and he's putting a tie on.
So doesn't need this anymore.
No, let's give me that. We'll chuck that in the wash over there.
Okay. So now he's got a much better shirt.
Yeah, he's got a posh shirt. Don't think he'd need this for work, does he?
Oh, he's got a tie as well.
Yeah, he looks really smart. Bye, Mum. I'm off. I don't know where he's going, but let's see. Oh, that's it. He was just going out.
Yeah, we can
That
imagine
is the
that
end.
for ourselves. Come on. Maybe he's going to meet a friend, or maybe he's going to go for an interview.
Yeah, an interview.
Where
or
else could he be going dressed up really smartly?
Girlfriend.
Could be girlfriend.
Could go on a
Could
date.
be going to a wedding.
Yeah, it
Who
could be.
knows?
So let's have a look. There's George at the beginning. Oh, let's get a better picture than that. Let's get him after he had been to work. There we
There
go.
you go.
There's George before. You see his hair and his chin and all these, like, he's got stains on his clothes, he's got holes in them, he's got dirty bits on his knees, and people are thinking, what a smelly man. And at the end, he's learnt to clean himself. And look at that. He looks like a completely different person. That's George. George got smart.
And if he's dressed smartly and if he is clean and he smells clean, then other people will want to be nearer, and it's easier for him to have more friends, isn't
Yes,
it? It's
definitely.
a little bit more difficult if he isn't dressed nicely. Well, it's more to do with how he smells and how clean he is, because people then want to stay away a little bit, and that's not great. You want to be able to have people around you, so it's just important to remember to keep clean and to smell nice and to change your clothes and look after yourself.
Yep. And you'll feel better as well. You'll feel much better.
Yeah, more confident and happier with yourself. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Hope you enjoyed. Bye.